Hey, welcome back to the Crabby Dice. Today we're going to be looking at the Manhattan Project Energy Empire, which is a fantastic standalone game in the Manhattan Project universe. This is going to be the full playthrough video and my thoughts. Click on the link below for my thoughts, or click on the other link below for the setup and rules breakdown if you just want to learn how to play. Okay, so what's the theme to this game? We're basically in charge of a nation and gonna be taking care of their energy and trying to go up the United Nations track and score points and keep a clean environment, so on and so on. Doesn't really matter. It's a Euro game. We're trying to get points, trying to win. It's fantastic. So 3 things before we start. Like usual, please like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel. That would be fantastic. Let's go. Alright, quick review time here for Energy Empire. So let's make this quick. So great game. Let's just talk about 2 of the bad things before gushing all over the great things in this game. Bad things: game length, pretty long, especially at 5 players. Second bad thing, no scaling whatsoever. So at 2 and 3 players, the game's way too open. You don't use the stacking mechanism that much. Sure, in a 3-player game it'll come every now and again, but in a 4 and 5 player game, the game really shines with the whole stacking mechanism, going to places where players already are. Alright, and at 5 it's way too long. So the game really shines at 4 players, and that's where I would always play this game. Alright, now that we got those negative things out of the way, let's just talk positive. Everything else is positive, right? So let's just start. Components, absolutely fantastic. Super thick cardboard, amazing dice, amazing quality resources, especially for a sub $50 game. You got these amazing oil barrels here that look like they've come out of a Stonemaier game. Fantastic. The only thing that I would complain about, honestly, is if we had a deluxe version, maybe these science tokens could be something else besides just chits, and maybe these money tokens could be something else as well. So there you go. Also the art and graphic design, if I didn't mention it, fantastic. You know, every art piece is unique, and the graphic design is laid out really well, especially on the cards and on the board. You know where everything is. You don't really need to ask any questions. All right, other great things. Strategy, I love it. There's a strategy on when to pass. You might want to pass early to get some achievements. You don't have, it's not like most worker placement games where you just dump all your workers and then you just move on. Here you might actually keep a couple, and then, you know what, maybe I'll pass before somebody else so that he pulls out his workers, and then I'll be able to play before him on the next turn and won't have to use energy to have a larger stack than him. By doing that, I would also get an achievement, regain my energy. So it's really strategic when to place your workers, when to pass, when to make bigger stacks to the action you really want. It's fantastic. All right. The other thing I love about this game is I just love the mechanism where you don't have to waste a turn activating your own buildings. So let's say I bought this building, it would sit on the side of my board, and I don't ever have to waste an action placing a worker on this card, right? I take an action in the yellow section, and then, you know what, as a side action, place a worker or an energy on this card, and, you know, do the action. Fantastic idea. I don't know why more games don't have this mechanism. It's by far my favorite mechanism of this game. All right. Other great things: rolling the die when you generate. It's really good. Just get energy. You can almost think of energy as fuel for your cards, because all the cards could be activated with energy. So energy, I would say, is more important than workers, actually, because depending on if you have a lot of cards or not, you know, maybe somebody who's played more than me would have a better knowledge on that, but I would say that energy is super important in this game. All right, so let me not waste more of your time here. So on 6, I give this a 5 out of 6. Great game. Oh, before I forget, the one con is that I've played this game probably a dozen or so times. I would say that it's starting to get stale because we've seen everything, so it's just the same stuff coming on, and it's just the order of the cards that'll change up your strategy. And at this point, I'm really waiting for that expansion to come out. I think it'll add a much needed variety into the game and make this game stand out even more. All right, so it's a great game, but with the expansion, I think it'll add that dose of variety that we're all waiting for. All right, so still a solid game, fantastic. Give it a try, especially at 4 players. Let's go to the playthrough. All right, welcome to the Energy Empire playthrough. So if you've never played, follow along. I'll teach you how to play. I'll probably go more in detail in the first like 3-4 rounds, and then I'll start speeding it up since you're gonna know how to play. All right, so this is a sort of worker placement game, but it's got a cool dice mechanism and a sort of stacking thing so that no spot is actually blocked if you can stack more energy on the people. And also there's a cool thing going on with the buildings where you can activate all your buildings if you're taking a spot on the board in those colored regions. Well, I won't waste any more time. Let's just get started. So I'm going to be playing red, and I'll be Canada. Well, because that's red. No, I just dealt it out randomly and I ended up with Canada. I'm going to be playing against the Soviet Union, which is green, and the Great Britain, which lots of cash, which is going to be yellow. So this is going to be a 3-player game. And let's get started. So one thing I love to do at the start of the game is get a building, but the problem is Canada has a problem because they never have money and they need to sort of get a way to generate money, and there's a card there that generates money. So the problem with that is I need plastics or money, and the problem is I don't got plastics or money. The other thing I might go get is let's see, what's this card do? Place $1 from your own supply onto a board location to gain a VP? No. Usually there are some green cards that generate money. Another thing I could do is sort of get this card, and this card generates me a science every turn, and science could be kind of good because it'll let me clean up my environment pretty well. But I might go into a strategy, because I technically always use a strategy where I want to keep a clean board because it's sort of a go-to strategy. As long as your stuff's not being polluted here, you'll get a ton of points at the end of the game. So I want to play a game where I don't mind about pollution, and I'll see how that goes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send one worker here, and I'm going to turn in an oil for 2 plastics, a science, and a pollution. So I got an oil. All right. By the way, my starting resources are indicated on the top of my card here. And I slide this underneath because after you know that, you really don't need it anymore. And then I have my option here to go up the United Nations track by paying a steel and a science. But I'm just going to slide it here for now. So I'm going to turn in an oil. I'm going to get 2 plastics, a science, and a pollution. So the way pollution works, before I do that, so the way pollution works, whenever you take pollution in this game, you take it from the leftmost stack here. Right? And when these stacks dwindle down to nothing, then we start flipping over global impact, which is going to score, rotate some of these decks over. Anyway, we'll get to it later, right? But then I get a pollution, and this spot here doesn't actually indicate which pollution spot to put it on. For example, this one does, so I get to put it anywhere I want. So you know what? Let me just put in the water here. So it's a general strategy you always want to put on the left, because on the right here you'll actually score points going down at the end of the game. There you go. That was my turn. So now it's going to be green's turn. So green, as the Soviet Union, does already start with a black die, so that's great. And you get dice in this location over here. But the problem with the Soviet Union is they don't start with much of resources. They only got 2 oil, a science, and that's it. So I think they're going to want to get money to sort of buy a card to get resources, because they got nothing right now. So what can they do? What can they do? They need money, and I don't think they have a choice. I think they're gonna go here and start generating cash. So now when you go to this spot here, you have a choice. Do you want to get 2 coins, or do you want to get 3 but everyone else gets 1, or do you want to get 4 and everyone gets 2? Let's see, most of these spots here you need 1, 2, or 3 money. All right, the one that's super expensive, I rarely ever pay with money because it's kind of expensive. So I think he's going to go for 3 cash, so he has an option in the future to get the first or second card, and then everyone else is going to get 1. So he's going to take 3 bucks for green, and everyone else is going to get $1. 1 for Great Britain and 1 for Canada. Now let's go to yellow. Now what does yellow want to do? Yellow definitely wants to go get a die as soon as possible, but they have a ton of cash, and I think they're gonna eye one of these cards to sort of power up their engine as they go. So I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna go into the industry market here, and they're gonna get a card, and I think the one that they want is this one, which gives them a steel and a science by putting in 2 workers or 2 energy, or an energy and a worker, and I'll show you that in the future how that works. So this one's gonna cost either 3 bucks or a steel. Well, they have a steel, but I think they're gonna pay $3 because they're rich. I'm gonna take 3 bucks, put it away, and take this card. Now, I'll actually be able to show you how this works because somebody has a card. All right, so whenever you put a worker in one of the 3 regions, you could activate all the building cards or your buildings that you have of that color. And by default, because you're getting a card, you're going to obviously be able to activate that card right away. So what Great Britain's going to do is they're going to use 1 energy and 1 worker to put it on this card. Okay, so when you see this, it means you need both. Sometimes you'll see 2 1s like this one here. That means you can put 1 on 1 turn and then activate it again to put a second one, or activate them both at the same time. But this one needs 2, so they're going to put a worker and an energy here to activate this. So now they're going to get a steel and a science. Oh. Put that card next to the board. All right, there you go. So there you go. We just did 1 full round. It's pretty fast. As you get more cards, things start taking a bit longer, obviously, so on and so on. All right, then we jump back up to me. All right, and finally I got my plastics, I got my science, I got my oil. So let me place a guy. So I think an obvious thing is obviously to get a card. And I did actually forget to do one thing. Obviously. I always forget this part, but a couple of things you need to notice about a card, the anatomy of a card, is A, the points. So 5 is the most you can get in the game, which is great. But the problem is you need to add pollution, what's on the right. So he's got to take a pollution marker, but it's actually a nuclear one, so you're going to flip it over. Nuclear just basically means double pollution, right? Because to take this out, you're going to have to flip it over once and then remove it. So this is going to go into his forest space. So I'm going to put this nuclear side up on his first forest spot. All right. All right, where was Red's? Okay, now it's Red's turn. I do have to slide these over. Ooh, that's a nice card. All right, so what do I want to do? So I got a token. I got a couple of options. If I want to get a lot of workers and a lot of science, I can get this card here, which is pretty good. I can get a science every turn, or I can put 2 science to get a worker. So instead of having to spend money to get a worker, I can just spend science. Another option I have is to get the money generation one, which would be nice, I think. So I'm not stuck spending resources, and I can spend my resources to actually get dice. Although I could actually get one of these cards as well. But you know what, let me go and I'm gonna try yellow strategy this game, try to get a lot of yellow cards, which is a lot of resources and money, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna go here. This costs a plastic or $3. Well, thankfully I picked up 2 plastic last round, so I'm gonna pay a plastic and I'm gonna take this card. All right, so let's put it in my play area. All right, now because I activated a yellow section, I get to show you my card. I get to activate all my yellow cards. Well, I have 1 yellow card now. Perfect. So I can put as many, pretty much when they're separate like this, fill up as much as I want. So what I can do is put 1 or 2 guys on here to make $2. So I think what I'm going to do is put only 1 energy here, because it's a lightning bolt or a guy, so it's energy or a worker. So I'm going to do this and leave this one free and just make $2 from the supply. I'm going to put my money here. This is just a chart that tells you what's on the faces of all the dice. But here, you know what, for now I'll put it here. When I get more cards, I'll end up moving it here just so you can see what they are. All right, there you go. That was my turn. Slide these back over. There you go. So now it's going to be Green's turn, which is the Soviet Union. All right, so what do they want to do? Okay, so they have $4. They can go for another worker. And that might not be a bad idea, but maybe they'll get a card first and then get another worker so that they can activate the building maybe twice or do something in the green section. Sure, I think they're gonna come here. They're gonna spend $2. All right, and they're gonna get this card here. All right, so they're gonna activate this right away with their energy, and that's gonna allow them to get a science. So I'm gonna give them a science. Oops, sorry about that, I got a phone call. Alright, so now we're gonna put the pollution on the water space. So we're gonna get this, put it on their water space, and that's it for their turn. Alright, we're gonna go to yellow. Yellow's got one guy and one energy left, and they don't have any dice yet. So I think an obvious move will be to sort of block everyone out here. And they're gonna actually use a stack of 2 because one energy won't be used for anything or useful for anything. What they're gonna do is they're gonna put their double stack right over here to get a die. Alright, so they got 3 steel. They got 1 science. They can pretty much take whatever they like, and I think a general strategy right off the start is always to get a blue die because they're really good at not creating pollution. Well, you get 1 off the start, but after that they don't get pollution and they generate as much as a black die. Unfortunately, you can only get max 1 blue per turn. That's why, because they're really good. So they're gonna spend a steel and they're gonna take a blue die. There you go. All right, back to me. Just as a reminder of what I have. So now I'm kind of screwed. All right. I got 2. See, with this, I have a couple of options. All right. These are my options. I can pass, but I won't be rolling any dice because I don't have dice. But I could turn in my oil for a brown die, which is not ideal. I'd rather use this for something else. But the thing is, if I do pass, then I'll be able to get one of these achievements, which is technically good because you can get 0 to 5 points for each achievement tile. I could, oh, I forgot to slide this over. I could alternatively, let me think outside the box here, is get another worker. That'll delay me a turn. Everyone else has to bring back their workers, and then I'll be able to jump in here with only 1 worker. Haha, there you go. That's how I'm gonna roll. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use both. Just to block green from also generating a worker because they got 2. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna spend $3. 1, 2, 3, and that gives me an extra worker and a pollution. So I'm gonna grab my worker. There you go. Put them in my worker pool, and I get a pollution. So again, I take the next one. I get to put it wherever I like. So let me just spread out the spread out the fun over here. And that's pretty much it for my turn. So now we're gonna go to green. And green's got 1 and 1. I mean, they could pass, but they also do need a lot of resources. They could go to the mine, but that seems like a wasted action. They could pass and get an achievement tile. And you know, I think that's what they're gonna do, just so they can get their achievement tile, because you need at least 3 achievement tiles to win this game, right? They're very useful. You get between 0 and 5 points for each, but normally you'll get about 3 to 5. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna pass, and because they're passing with 2 tokens left, or guys and energy left, so to get an achievement you need guys and or energy, at least 2, and then you'll be able to get this. So when this is a generate turn. Let me use the actual terminology. So what happens on a generate turn is you pull back all your workers. Okay, so they're gonna pull back their 2 workers. You're actually first supposed to get an achievement here if you had that limit of 2. So they do. So which one do they want? I think they're not a fan of the global track here. I think what they're gonna do is get the Energy Empire achievement, so that they're gonna get 1 point for each type of die that they have. So they already have a black one. They're gonna go for the other colors. This one has a max of 5, but there's only 4 colors. And we'll see how that works. You give that to them. All right. And now at the end of your generate turn, what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll your dice to generate your energy. So they only have 1 die, and I don't think they're gonna use their oil to get another die. So I think what they're gonna do is just roll this, and that's gonna generate them a pollution for sure, because black has a pollution on every single side. So we'll roll that. They'll generate 2 energy. So they'll get 2 energy here. We'll put this die back on their thing, but what's important is also the pollution symbol on the top right. So they're gonna take a pollution. All right, now that the stack is finished, that player is going to finish that action, which he just did, and now we're going to draw the first global impact deck, and I'll show you how this works. All right, here we go. So everyone's going to score this, then we're going to do this, and then this is going to happen. All right, so this is just a point scoring thing. So everyone's going to score their unpolluted water regions. All right, so I have 4, so I'm going to score 4 points. And basically everyone has 4 except for yellow actually has 5. So we're just going to score. So 4, 4, and 5. There you go. Next, it's going to say recycle the industry cards. So basically we're going to toss these into the discard. I'm going to fill them up again. There you go. All right, and then we're going to read the text. So this one says, until another global impact card is triggered, players may freely discard science tokens, 1 VP gained for a player for each science token. So we can discard science tokens for a point. Early on in the game, it's probably better to keep your science tokens, so this is kind of a useless one to have at the beginning of the game, but there you go. So I'm just going to keep this on the side as a reminder. And there you go, that was green's turn. Now we're going to go to yellow. Yellow also is going to do a generate turn because they have no more workers and no more energy. All right, so they're not going to be able to do this part. Forgot to refill, by the way. So they're going to do a pullback as well. So you only pull back your workers, and any energy goes back into the supply. Okay, so they're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to do a roll. So they only have a blue die, and this is pollution free. All right, so they're going to roll it. They can spend oil to get more energy as well. And you know what? Early on in the game, yeah, I think he will. All right, because he's got almost no pollution on his board. So he's also going to roll a brown die. And the way this works is now whichever die is higher will tell you if you gain pollution or not. So let's roll this. So he rolled a 6. Here you go. A 6 wind power and a 5 oil. So he's going to generate 4 energy, but because the 6 is higher than the 5, you don't count the pollution there. So he's really lucky. So he's going to get 4 energy. So give him 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Well, you never keep the oil dice. We'll put this back in the supply, but he's going to keep his dice, obviously. All right, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Pretty simple. We're going to jump to me. And I'm going to do what I wanted to do before. So I have a worker. Now that this spot's free, I'm going to go there. And what do I want to do? I think I'm going to do the exact same thing because I'm full of pollution. I can actually get a nuclear die. I can pretty much get any die I want, including a green die. But the problem with green die is that there's a higher chance that I don't generate a lot of energy. So I'd rather get the blue die. So I'm going to turn in a steel, get my blue die, and that's going to give me a pollution in my forest. So I'm going to take a pollution and keep that there. What I'll actually do is put it here, just in case I want to put some oil rigs. I'm going to have the space free to do that. And there you go. That was my turn. Pretty quick. When I placed this worker here, I could have also activated my brown card, but I don't have any. All right, I only have a yellow card. Okay, so now we're going to go to green, and we're just going to keep going. So they got all their workers back last turn, so they're free to go wherever they like. Do they keep going for the green cards? But they need resources, right? So I think what they're going to do is jump on the mill here before those cards disappear. So what they're going to do is they're going to use a worker here. They're going to spend $2 to get this mill. That's going to be their last $2. There you go, $2. They're going to get the small steel mill. It doesn't give them any pollution. It's going to generate them some points, but more importantly, they're also going to put an energy on this to generate a steel. All right, so let's clean up here, slide everything over. It's going to be yellow's turn. Yellow has a ton of energy and a ton of workers. So I think what he's going to do with his energy is he has the uranium mine, which is great. So I think he's going to go get a die so that he can activate this as well. So what he's going to do, I will show you. He's going to do a stack of 2 right over here to get another die. And I think what they're going to do is get a throw in a steel to get one of these black dice. All right, this is a coal die. All right. And what he's also going to do is, because he has this card, gotta reach over across the table, he's going to put 2 energy on this card, because he must put 2 energy. He's going to get a steel and a science. There you go. All right, it's back up to me. And actually, I forgot to remove this last turn. Sorry about that. So now I must do a generate turn, right? Because I got the die last turn and I got nothing left. So actually I wasn't supposed to lose that. I'm just gonna lose it now because I'm doing a generate turn. So first thing I check for achievements, I don't have any of this or workers or energy left over, so I don't get that. Now I get to pull back all my stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I do got 4 workers, that's great. My energy goes back in the supply. All right. Now I get to roll my dice. I only got 1 die. Remember what I said, I could use my oil here, let me lay it on its side here, to get a brown die. But I don't think I will right now, so I'm just gonna roll my blue die, see what happens. So hopefully I get at least 2. And I did get a 2. So I'm gonna get 2 energy for next turn. And the way this works, you just put your energy up here next to your worker pool. So I'm gonna have 4 workers and 6 energy to work with next turn. Alright. That's pretty quick. Let's go to green. So green's got 2 workers and an energy. He's working on both brown and green cards. He's got a combination of both. I think he's gonna go on maybe the green to block it, but he's got no money. So because he's got no money, I think he's going to have to go back to this section here. So maybe he'll go for a card to get him money, but he can't really get that. He could also get a card with his science tokens that he has. So what is he gonna do? I think he's going to I don't think he has a choice. I think he is gonna use a worker here to get money. It's kind of sucks, but he really doesn't have a choice because he needs to generate cash. He has no plastic, so he can't get one of those cards to get him money, and none of those cards get him money. So sure, let's do that. He's gonna go there. He's gonna do like before. He's gonna get at least $3, so you can have a choice of the first 2 cards, and everyone else is gonna get $1. So let's give everyone $1, which is good for me because I was broke. All right, so that was his turn. We'll go to yellow. Yellow has the same thing, 2 workers and an energy left. They're working on brown cards as well. But the problem is if he gets another brown card now, he won't be able to activate. I think what he's gonna do is get a green card, because green cards are pretty good, and the green actions are pretty good. Although he has $3. You know what he's gonna do? He's actually gonna get another worker. That's probably a better idea. Alright, so he's gonna spend $3 here. 1, 2, 3. Although alternatively he could have got it. Oh no, he wouldn't have been able to get his card unless he used his science instead of money. Actually, you know what? That's what he'll do. Let's give him his money back. Let's change this up a little. What I'm gonna do here is actually get a card, but I'm gonna pay his science for it. Now he's gonna get this card, which unfortunately gives him a second nuclear in his forest, which is kind of scary because those are tough to clean up. So we'll flip this over, put in his forest, and then he's gonna activate this with his energy. So he's gonna generate a point and a science back. So he's gonna get rid of a steel. He's gonna generate a science, and he's gonna generate a point. So that's yellow. So he's up ahead. So every time he does this now, he's going to generate another point, another point, another point. So that used up his energy here. All right, back to me. And oh, let me fill up. Ooh, that's a great card. You get 2 science, but it takes 2 energy to do it. All right, what do I want to do? I've got full of things, so I'm free to do whatever I like. I think what I want to do is generate plastic. So maybe I'll take this. Although it's not ideal. Is there anything else that I want? I could generate plastic and then maybe get a card like this that I can turn in plastic to get 2 coins and a science. What else? I could get this. This is a pretty good card. This one lets you do a cleanup, or I can spend $4 for another worker without having to go there, and it doesn't generate pollution. Sure, let's do that. You know what? I thought I wasn't gonna go on the cleanup sort of route, but I think it's probably the best card out there right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend an energy and a worker here to make a stack of 2 to go on top of yellow. There we go. Now I'm gonna spend 1 science to get this card. It's a little expensive because I'm not spending money. I'm gonna take this card, and this is pollution in my forest. Let's take my thing. So yeah, I'm kind of full here. So I'll put it here, and then I get to activate it. So I think I will right away. So I think I'm gonna use a worker instead of an energy, because at least with the energy I'll make stacks of 2, which might be useful later. So what I'm gonna do is actually go over here, and this is a cleanup. So what I'm gonna do is clean up one of my pollution, and I think I'm just gonna remove the one that I just placed. So now it's good. Whenever I activate anything in green, I'm gonna get a free cleanup, which is pretty good. Everything slides over. All right, so that was my turn. I got 2 workers and an energy left. I gotta think about getting another die as well, and I don't have steel, and steel is pretty much the basis of all your die, except I can actually get a green die, but I think I want a steel one instead. So maybe I'll wait for green to pass and then get this die, this card here. All right, so let's not talk about that. Let's talk about green's turn. So what does green want to do? I think, oh man, they would love to get a die, but the problem is they're oh yeah, this is what they want to do, right? That's why they got the green card before. So I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna come here. They're gonna spend 3. They're gonna get a worker. So they're gonna get their 4th worker. They're gonna spend the energy on their card to generate a science. Alright. And there you go. That was their turn. Oh, they also get a pollution. So I'm going to take the pollution, and where should they put on their board? Let's place it in the water. Why not? Actually, I'll put it in the air. Okay, so yellow's turn. Yellow's got 1 worker and nothing else. So he doesn't want to pass with only 1 worker because it's kind of useless. You don't get anything out of it. So might as well use it on the board somewhere. So I think what they're going to do is... they have $2, so they could get this card if they wanted, which isn't bad. It generates $1 and a point. Sure, sure. Let them do that. They're gonna come here. They're gonna spend $2. Although it's kind of useless to get a card because they won't be able to activate it. So. You know what? Let them not do that. And instead, I think what they're going to do is they're going to come here, spend $1, and that'll give them 3 oil because the price of the oil for 3 barrels is the current round. So the current round is this one here. So it's $1. So for $1, you get 3 oil. That's a great return. So he's going to get 3 oil. There you go. So he's gonna have to pass next turn, but he's fine with 2 dice. It'll generate a lot of energy. Now I'll go to my turn. So I got 2, and I need a way to get steel because that's what's gonna be useful to generate another die. So I could go here to get this building, but then I'm gonna run out of workers. See, that's my problem. I could also generate oil and then spend some of that oil to roll dice, extra dice. That'll allow me to get money as well because that'll be a yellow action. I could alternatively just get a yellow card, which could be useful. Could be the one with the gold and the point. Sure, let me try a gold strategy here. Never tried that before, so let's try it. So I'm actually gonna go here. I'm going to spend 1 plastic. I'm going to actually take this card. Maybe it's a foolish idea, but let's give it a go. So this is going to give me pollution in my forest. Again, my forest. Alright, there you go. So I'm going to put in my forest. So now I get to add this card to my stack. So what I'm going to do is just stagger these like this so I don't have to waste a lot of space. Then I'm going to have 2 workers here. You know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna actually place a energy here. And am I gonna pass next turn? No, I'm gonna keep my worker. So I'm gonna generate $1 and a point. So I'm gonna generate $1 and I'll get a point. So basically every turn, if I want, I can spend an energy to get a point. Pretty much how it's gonna go. And go there. So that could be useful in the long run. There you go. That's money, money, money. All right, so let's go to Green's turn. Green's got one worker left. So what can he do with this worker? So he's got cards. So he got last worker because he got this. I think what he's gonna do is, oh, sorry, before we move on, forgot, we finished the stack, so we're gonna reveal the next card. So this one can just be tossed back into the box. All right, what does this one say? Okay, so we're gonna score for our air. So I'm gonna get 4. All right, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow's gonna get 4 as well. Ooh, and green's only get 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's falling behind a little bit. Again, industry recycle. So we're gonna get all these. So it's gonna go by the icon. So you're gonna see here icon, icon. So you're gonna toss these out. You're gonna refill. There you go. So now this says immediately pay 1 science token on each government board location, then each player flips over 1 pollution token of their own environment to become a nuclear. Oh my god. Okay, so the government is here. So it says put a science on each of these spaces of the nuclear, the government section here. So if you go visit that space, you get a free icon, free token, sorry, icon. So I'll just put it on top of the action space here. Alright, and now everyone has to flip over 1 of their pollution to nuclear. Now I'll toss this back in the box because it's not used anymore. So I go to look at my board, and I think I'm just going to pick this air one up here and just flip it over. I'm going to do the same for the other players. They're all going to do the same thing. So now yellow's got 3 nuclear on their board. Not ideal. They're going to have to do some cleanup pretty soon. Alright, so that was the end of my turn. So now it's green who has 1 worker left. And originally I thought he was going to do something around here, but I think he's definitely going to do some cleanup. Yeah, so let him do that. He's going to come here. Pretty much going to use this to pay for the cleanup. So he's going to have a double cleanup. So he's going to remove 2 tokens. And I think he's going to remove these 2. There you go. Alright, so let's go to yellow, and yellow has to do a pass action because they have nothing left, so they're going to pull back. They have no workers, so they're not going to get an achievement. They're going to get all their workers back. 2, 3, so they're the only one with 3 workers. We have 4. We're going to toss their energy back in the supply. Alright, now we're going to roll their dice. So they got 2 dice. Are they going to spend oil? I think they will because they got 4. Remember, they got 3 last turn. So you're going to spend an oil. Get another die. So they'll probably generate some pollution because these dice generate pollution. This one doesn't. So the chances that 1 out of 3 is the highest. Let's check, and it's a 6. But he's going to generate a ton of energy. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think definitely next turn he's going to keep at least 2 energy to get at least an achievement for sure. And then he's going to generate 1 pollution. So we're going to take a pollution. We're going to add it to his board. And he's going to toss it back and get these dice back. Alright, so he generated a ton of stuff. So back to me. And I got nothing left. Oh yeah, I had my 1 worker. Is that true? I did. And the reason I kept him was, don't remember. Did I have him? I don't want to be cheating. I don't remember. I don't recall. So let me keep it. And I think what I want to do is generate some oil. Although now it's going to cost 2 instead of 1, which sucks. But oops. Sure, I gotta generate some oil to get some more dice to get more energy. So I'm gonna go there. It's gonna cost me $2 this time because we are on this round here. So he got me by 1 round. So that'll get me 3 oil. Boom, just like that. And next turn for sure I'm gonna have to pass. So let's go to green. And green's got no workers, so they're gonna pull back as well. They don't have the 2 extra stuff, so that's that. So they get their 4 workers back. Toss their energy in the supply. Now they have to roll their dice. I think they will use up an oil, so they're gonna get a brown die. So here we go. Let's see what we're gonna get. So they rolled a 1. That's not great. So this ranges between a 1 and a 3 energy, and he rolled a 1. So it's going to generate only 3 energy, which is really bad compared to the 7 that yellow got. He's going to get 3 energy, and he's still going to get a pollution. So we're going to take a pollution, put on his board. He's going to keep the black die, and I think next turn he's going to go get a black die, another die for sure, because at this point you should be getting 2 or 3 dice, and I'm lagging behind as well. So now it's going to be yellow's turn, and they have so much energy, so much stuff, it's crazy. So I think they're gonna definitely go get a card first. So which card did they want to get? They already have this card, so they don't want that. That's gonna be overkill. They don't mind getting the plastic one because they don't have a good way of generating plastic. I don't know. What does the yellow one do? I think they're just gonna go, although that's super expensive. And they don't have the money. Okay, that's another problem. They don't have cash. They only have 1 coin. Alright, so they have 1 coin, 2 signs, and a steel. So they can get one of these cards for a steel, but they'd rather not spend their steel for that. They could also go in this section here before they disappear. But he doesn't have the money to generate his worker. So he could go get money and then generate the extra worker next turn and get the signs token. And that's probably his best bet. Hopefully this is not taken by somebody else, because he definitely wants this. And he notices that both of us don't have any money whatsoever, so we won't be able to take this spot from him. So he's going to do that. So he's going to put a worker here to generate his 3 money that he needs. Actually, you know what? He'll get 4, so that he'll have 2 extra next turn to maybe buy a card. Yeah, let him do that. He's gonna take 4. Yeah, then both of us are gonna get 2 each. So we still don't have enough to get that spot. So he's okay with that. Alright, so that was yellow's turn. Now back to me. I gotta pull off my workers, so I don't have anything extra. So I'm gonna pull, pull, pull. This is gonna go in the supply. This is going to go in the supply. So I am going to spend an oil to get the extra die. I could spend 2 oil to get 2 extra dice. Sure, let's do that. Let's generate some pollution here. So I'm going to roll 2 brown and a blue. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, so here we go. So unfortunately the highest dice is a brown, so I am going to generate a pollution. So I'm going to get one of these and place it wherever I like on my board. And it's getting quite polluted here. I'm going to have to do a cleanup soon. But I am going to generate 6 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Just to give you an idea of what my board looks like. So I think next turn I'm maybe gonna have to do this, or yeah, because if I do that, then I'm gonna get a cleanup of 3 because of this card. Gives me an extra 1. But I do need resources as well, so maybe I'm gonna go get a building there. Anyways, that's not my turn. It's gonna be green's turn. So what do they want to do? They got 4 workers. They're ready to rock and roll. I think they're gonna go for a dive before the spot gets taken. So they're gonna send their guy here. And they're gonna put an energy on their card to generate a steal, but they already had a steal, so basically they're gonna use it and get it back to get the blue die that they didn't have. All right, and that's gonna cause a pollution in their forest. So let's put that in their forest. There you go. Next is going to be yellow. So yellow got the money. I think they're gonna go here next for sure. Or do they get a card first? No, because now that we have money, I think they want to really get another guy because they're the only ones with 3. So they're gonna use their one guy here. They're gonna get a science token here. And that's gonna cost them $3. 1, 2, 3, and they'll get another worker, and they're gonna get a pollution. That's gonna trigger the next green card. So the pollution is gonna go on their board. All right, here we go. So that was the end of their turn. Actually, it won't be the end of their turn just yet. Do they want to activate their green card right there? Actually, no, they don't want to activate it. They might activate it after because they don't have enough steel. So what they're going to do is not do that. So let's activate the next green card. Let's see what it's going to score. Water. So how much water do I get? I got 4. I got lucky. It could have been forced and I would have gotten screwed. So I think I'm definitely going to clean up soon. So I'm going to score 4 points here. Yellow's going to score only 3. And green's going to score 4. There you go. So now recycle industry again. Wow, that's crazy. I'm going to toss that out. Get 3 more. All right. And now, what does this say? Let's see. Immediately place 1 steel on each industry board location. Well, that changes maybe what I wanted to do. All right. Then players gain 1 pollution token from the supply and places it in their own environment. Okay, so we're each gonna get an extra pollution. So looking at my board, it's not really pretty right now. It's usually not that bad. There you go. So let's toss this from the game. We don't need it anymore. All right, now it's my turn. So that changes everything, right? Because now, technically, I want to get one of those cards. I could go here. I could go there. I don't mind getting one of these cards. If I get a green card, I'll also get to do a cleanup. Is there any other cleanup in this section here? I could get this card here, which is pretty good. Allow me to get any resource I want, a point, and look at the next card, which is pretty good. That card's not great. But that's going to give me more pollution. Oh boy. All these cards are going to give me pollution. I do really love this card, but it's going to cost 2 steel and I don't have 2 steel, which is not great. I could also come here to get 2 steel. But you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do the obvious thing is I'm going to go here to get this steel. Alright. Now I'm going to use this steel to pay for that card, and that card's great because it's going to give me 2 more steel. So I'm going to use this card to pay for this. And again, this is going to give me more pollution. Oh boy. So this is a pollution in my forest. I'm going to have to clean up eventually. Oh boy. Look at this. That's crazy. Alright. Then I'm going to put this card in my tableau. Alright. And now I can put 2 things here to generate 2 steel, and I think I definitely will because 2 steel is great because I'll be able to get another die later. So I'm going to put 2 energy here and get 2 steel. Like that. Alrighty, so now it's going to be green's turn. So what does green want to do? Green definitely wants to go somewhere where there's free resources out there. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Turning a steel for a free cleanup. Okay. So what does he want to do? What does he want to do? Let's see. I think he's gonna just. He's got almost no oil left, so I think what he's gonna do, he's gonna do something interesting. He's gonna use one of his workers to go. What does he want to do? I think he's gonna come here to gain. Yeah, he's gonna get the steel, Everything's good. He's gonna get the steel. Then he's gonna take an oil rig. He's gonna put it in the water. And that's gonna generate him 3 oil. And if you want to know, you can basically put those on your board, and then you can use a cleanup to remove it later. So it's like a 2-step process to basically get oil and clean it up. All right, we're gonna go to yellow. What does yellow want to do? So yellow, God is extra guy. So they already put out 2 workers. They got 2 more workers and a ton of energy. So I think what they're gonna do is, yeah, I think they're gonna go get another card so that they can generate maybe a nuclear die. Yeah. I don't know. Science and steel. Yeah, let them go get it now. That's gonna have some fun. Let's do it. They're gonna do this. Actually, no, they want a card first so that when they activate this next turn, then they can generate more, use up their stuff on their card. So then what they're gonna do is they're gonna send 2 workers here and get a card. And unfortunately, the only one they can actually afford, because they only have $2 and they don't want to use their steel, is the first card. So let them take it. So it's going to cause pollution in their water. So they're going to take a pollution in the water. And okay, so now they get to activate a bunch of things. Oops, I think I put. So where's their 4th worker? Oh, it's here. So they're going to activate the top card to get a steel and a science. There you go. And I think they're going to activate their bottom card to turn in a oil for 2 plastics. There you go. Alright, so that was yellow's turn. Let's go to me. Alright, so what do I want to do? I got a bunch of opportunities here. I do definitely want to get a die. Maybe I'll screw yellow over. So I can definitely screw him over, because if I go for a die right now, he won't have enough to pay for, well, or have a larger stack than I will. And I will get a free steal as well. Although I could get another brown card and delay a round. Although to get a brown card, it'll cost me 3, a stack of 3, which is kind of terrible, to be honest. I could also get a green card, which will give me a free science, which is never a bad thing, to be fair. But all these cards kind of suck, except for the last one. That last one's pretty good. I think I'm going to go for that last card. Yeah, let's do that. That's going to cost me 2 signs, but I'll get 1 back and I'll get to spend it. Sure, let's try that. Oh man, I'm going to be so polluted, it's crazy. So what I'm going to do is send a single worker. Okay, this is going to be super expensive, but let's do it. I'm going to send a worker here. It's going to give me a token, but I'm going to spend 2 tokens, so these 2, to get this card. And this will pollute my air. So I'm going to take another pollution token. So I'm going to spend a lot of turns trying to clean this up. Although this gives me a free cleanup now. So I'm going to stack this up here. Alright, now I get to activate some things. I think I'm going to definitely activate this to do a cleanup for sure. I think I'm going to remove this one here. And I think I will activate this one here to lose my last science down here. And this is going to give me a point, a resource of my choice, well, a steel or a plastic. I think I'm going to take the plastic because I already have a way to generate a ton of steel. So I'll take a plastic. And I get to look at the next card. So maybe I should have done that first before doing that so I know where to clean. So let me do that actually first. So the way that works is you can look at any card you want. I'll look at the next one because it's going to happen soon, so I know which one to clean up. And it was water. So you know, for 1 point I'll keep it as the way that I cleaned up. And this one is until the next impact is triggered, you must pay 1 extra to buy a structure. Oh boy, makes things more expensive. Alright, and that would have costed me my science, and it gave me a point. Boom. And there, and I still got my stuff. I think I'm gonna go get a die soon, so I can have more dice. And there you go. I think I'm good. So now it's gonna be green. Green can go get a nuclear die as well. They got science and steel, so I think they're gonna beat yellow to the punch, because I think yellow, although yellow has 3, so they can make a stack of 3, so they're okay. So green's going to spend 2 to make a stack of 2 and go on this spot where they have their other guy, take the steel, then spend a steel and a science, and that's gonna give them a nuclear die. So nuclear is really good because it generates a lot of energy, but the problem is if you get one of these, well, then you're getting the nuclear side of the token, right? So they're probably going to pass next turn so they can get an achievement. So now next we're going to go to yellow, and yellow is going to actually go get a die as well, but they're going to do a stack of 3 to put on top here. So you have to beat the largest stack every time. They're going to do the exact same thing. So they're going to spend this and this. And the reason they're sort of getting a bunch of... Oh, actually, that was green that had that. So green got that achievement for the different dice, and that's why he got nuclear, because he didn't have that die. But yellow's just getting nuclear because it's awesome. So now everyone's got 3 dice except for me. I only got 1 die. So I definitely am going to wait till they pass, because they're going to both pass next turn, and then I'm going to get to go there for just 1 worker. So now it's going to be my turn. So you can sort of judge things like that, which is great in this game. So I'm going to put out my worker, and then next turn I'm going to go get a die. So where do I want to put this worker? Oops, I forgot to fill this out. I think I might go in the yellow section, because I do have a ton of cards I can activate in yellow, maybe score a point. This guy is definitely going to go on the... So I can actually use 2 energy this round, because this one's going to go get a die next round. So what should I do? I think I'm just going to go... Should I go get that card, which will give me plastics? It's alright, it's 3 points. I don't really need plastics right now, because unless I get a ton of green dice. I think I'm going to go for the black one later, because it generates me a lot of energy. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Alternatively, I could go here to generate more pollution, which would be kind of bad at this stage of the game, I think. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That would be pretty bad. I do need to generate science as well, because if I wanted a green die, it's science, and if I wanted a yellow die, it's science. But I think I'm going to generate a black die for sure. So what do I want to do with my worker? Sure, let's go here. And let's go just go get a card. Yeah, let's do that. So what do I want to do? I think I'm going to spend 1 plastic. Should I spend 1 plastic? No, wait. Let me take that back. Let me take that back. Let me think about this. I could make a stack of 3 because... yeah, you know what? Let me do a stack of 3, because remember, like I said, I just need to keep 1 worker for next turn. The reason I just wanted to keep 2 energy was so that I can get an achievement next turn. But to be honest, it might not help me going forward. Man, I did forget to refill this card as well. Sorry about that. So my options are pretty limited. I could spend just 1 worker to get him a 2 steel, which isn't bad. Options, choices. I'm leaving it out for you guys. What should I do? I could go get more oil. It'll cost me 2 right before it jumps to... Actually, it's 3 right now. Actually, I don't even have enough money for that. Dope. I don't want another card from yellow. It's kind of overkill, I think. Ugh, and I don't have signs to clean up. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go here with my worker. Alright, to pick up 2 science tokens, because this is going to give me 1 plus this 1. Which kind of sucks, feels like a wasted turn, but I'm going to pick up 2 of these. Alright, that's going to allow me to look at a card. I already looked at the next card, so let me look at the one after that. So we're going to have water and then air. So I'm going to want to clean up my air as fast as possible. And this one is each player takes 2 pollution tokens from the supply, chooses a row, and puts them on both that row. Wow, okay. So I know the next 2. So it's going to be water and then air. Alright, so that was my turn. So now it's going to be green. They're going to pass. So they're going to have an achievement tile because they got 2 things left over. They're going to look here. And I think they got a bit of everything, so I think they're gonna get this one here. So they're gonna have, if they have 1 of each resource at the end of the game, they'll get a point for each. There you go. They're gonna keep this. They're gonna toss their energy and keep their workers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Toss this, toss this, toss this. They're gonna roll their dice. I think they will use a oil drum because they got plenty. So they're gonna roll all of this. Roll this, and let's see. The highest number is a 5, so they're going to get 1 pollution. So they get to put it anywhere they want. And let's just say they put it in the air. Alright, and they're going to generate 2, 4, 6, 7 energy. They're going to throw this back and keep these. 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel like I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. There you go. Alright, yellow's turn. So again, they're gonna pass because they're out of everything. Alright, so they don't have anything left over, so they're not gonna get an achievement tile. I gotta flip this over, by the way. And they're gonna pass, so they're gonna get their 4 workers back. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Put all their energy back into the supply, and they got to roll. So do they want to spend an oil? I think they will. Why not? Spend an oil, get a brown die. They're gonna roll, see what happens. Their highest die is a wow, oops, look how unlucky yellow is. A 4 is the highest die, but unfortunately it's a nuclear one, so they're gonna actually take this, flip it over, and put it on their board. Boom. Alright, but they're gonna generate 5, 6, 7, 8 energy, which is a lot. So they're gonna get all but 2. So there's, you have 10 in total. 10 in total. So it's easy to calculate. So I'll just put these all on their area here. There you go. Alright, and we finished the stack, so we're gonna flip this card over, and we already know what it is. We're gonna score water. So yellow's only gonna get 2. Green's gonna get 3. And I'm gonna get 3 as well because of my water here. So I know the next one is air, so I might want to clean up that air. So I'm gonna generate 3. Alright, now it's gonna keep this out, and it says that each card now costs an extra $1 if you want to buy a card. I'm gonna keep that. Here's the reference. And that was yellow's turn. They basically did a generate turn. So now give him back his dice, obviously. That's gonna be my turn, and I already planned this out. I'm gonna put my last worker here. Boom, and I'm gonna get one of these. I think I'm definitely gonna spend a steel to get a black die. All right. These are all limited supply. There's 5 of each. So if you're playing a 5-player game and the dice run out, well, you're out of luck. All right, and that was my turn. Pretty simple. Now I'm gonna go to green. So what does green want to do? I think they really want more cards. They only have 2 cards, and to be fair, they just need to generate a lot more stuff. Sorry, I did forget to recycle the these commerce cards. Sorry about that. Just take these, toss them out, get 3 more. Those are the 2 cards that I already have in my my supply. And there you go. So now it's green's turn. So what does green want to do? What's green's plan? Green needs to do cleanup as well. Green doesn't mind getting some cash as well. They don't have a lot of money. I think they're going to come here and get a yellow card. So they're going to spend a worker to get cash. And this is probably their best bet because they'll get money out of it, points out of it as well. Although it is an extra guy to get one extra point, whereas this one is one guy to get $2. But that one's a lot more expensive, and he only has $2, so he has no choice. He has to take this one. He's gonna spend his $2. Oh no, wait, it costs 3 now, because remember this card, everything costs an extra $1. Dope. Okay, never mind. He can't even afford that because he doesn't have plastics. So, change of plans. What does he want to do? Change of plans. I think what he's going to do is maybe he's going to start trying to clean up his area for steel. Does he have a good way? Yeah, he could generate steel because he's got a small steel mill. So I think he's going to grab this card here. So he's going to spend an energy and his guy to go here to pick this card up for 1 steel. Alright, he's going to take this up. Actually, wait. Change of plan. He's going to come here. So he's actually going to get an extra steel. So this is the one that he paid for the card. He'll get it back and he'll get 2 steel from going there. And then after that, he'll have extra steel that he'll be able to pay for that. Sorry about that. Probably a better move, don't you think? Now we're going to jump to yellow. Yellow as well only has $2. They're always strapped for cash because they haven't picked up any yellow cards. So, what's a good way to make money? They do need to clean up as well. They got a ton of nuclear things at this point. I don't think they're going to be able to clean up their nuclear. They have way too many. So what do they want to do with their workers? There's no easy way to clean up here. Usually the green cards have a lot of cards that help you clean up, but that's not happening right now at this point. So I think they're just going to put 1 worker here, spend 1 of their cleanup, and they're going to clean up 2 symbols on their board. And I think they're going to remove those 2. Alright, now it's going to be my turn, and I think I'm going to pass, but I have 2 energy left over, so I'm going to toss this back here, and I get an achievement because I had 2 left over. So this one scores 1 VP per worker, -1, so I would need 5. Basically, if I have all 6 of my workers, I'll get 5 points for this. This is already 3 points for me, and it's probably the easiest one in the game to sort of satisfy, so I think I'm going to definitely keep this one. I'll keep it face up here. After that, I basically get to dump all the energy on my cards. Take back my workers, so I should have 4. Alright, and then I get to roll my dice. Should I use my oil? Yes, I think I will. So I'm going to use up my oil. Take this and this. Let's see what I'm going to get this time. Something high, hopefully. All high dice? Maybe. Alright, so I'm going to generate 6 energy. So 2, 4, 6. And I'm going to get a pollution because my highest dice is a 4 and it's a pollution die. So I'm going to get another one. Boy, another one. I barely have any space left. So I think I'm going to put it here. Because I know the next card, remember, I already looked at it, it was air. So I'm okay by putting it in the water. And I'm going to get 6 energy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Put this back. So I think next turn I'm gonna get another die for sure. Maybe a nuclear one to match the other players, and maybe I'll do some cleanup with this one and get another resource. Something in the green section might not be a bad idea. I could also go get a couple of steel, and I can go get a couple of dollars here. So I'm free to do a lot of things. Alright, so back to green. Alright, so green I think is eyeing the plastic card there because they sort of need a way to get money, and all that stuff costs plastic, and they have a ton of steel. So they don't mind actually wasting the extra steel because remember they got an extra one here before. So what they're going to do is they're going to spend a guy here. They're going to spend 2 steel. A little expensive, but you know, he got free steel last turn anyway, so that's okay. So this is not going to cost him extra because he's paying with steel. Alright, this is going to give him pollution in the air, which sucks for him because we already know it's air, but he doesn't, and he's pretty much filled up all his air except for 1. So he's going to have a rude surprise next time. So he's going to put this in his tableau, and he's going to start filling stuff up. So he's going to use 1, 2, Gonna use 2 of his guys to get 2 plastics. Boom. Alright, so now it's gonna be yellow's turn. Let me fill up that card. Alright. Next. Yellow, yellow, yellow. So again, yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow's got 3 workers, only 2 coins, almost all the resources. I think they're gonna go get another die. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do, because it's free right now, and he's got a bunch of brown cards that he can dump his energy on right over there. So I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna come here. And I mean, at this point, he's gonna go big or go home, right? So he's gonna spend a steel and science to get another nuclear die. A little dangerous. He's got 2 nuclear dice now. He's gonna keep this, and now he gets to activate his brown cards, which you see right over there. Unfortunately, I don't have 4 cameras, so I can't show you their stuff. So I think what they're gonna do is spend just 2 energy and activate just the top card here, which is a steel and a science. So the other players have more dice than me, but they have less cards, which means less points. So I don't know who's winning right now. Alright, back to me. Alright, so here we go. So I got a fresh turn. I can do a bunch of things. I do definitely want to clean up. So remember, the next card is air. Let's see, because I've already seen this card. It does recycle the industry again, which is not ideal. I could get a... Oh no, but that pollutes the air. But it is 4 points. At this point, I might be looking at point stuff as well. I only have $2. I wanted to go here to get some oil. Actually, it's $4 now, the oil. Very expensive. Let's see, what can I do? What can I do? Everything costs a lot at this point. Although I could go get this card here, which pollutes my forest, but it'll generate me a point extra. And it's a pretty good card, because the card itself is 4 points. And that'll generate me a lot of cash, then I can go get another worker, which is not bad. Alternatively, I could get another card and then activate this, and I'll be able to activate 3 green cards, because I got 2, and one of them is the cleanup, so I'll get a cleanup of 3. But this card needs science. I do have science, so that's fine. So what are these cards? This one will give me 2 science, but I think I'm good with science. This one lets me generate another worker, and I do need workers. This is money and workers, but I do generate a ton of money anyway. I have a ton of yellow cards, so none of these cards are actually great for me. To be fair. So yeah, so let me do some cleanup. I mean, while I'm here, I got nothing better to do, so I'm gonna spend 2 of a stack of 2 here. So I'm gonna spend a science. Ta-da! I'm gonna have a cleanup of 2, and because I know the next card is air, I'm definitely gonna take it from that. Although technically I could clear a section here, so I can put an oil rig, but you know what? I'd rather go for points. So I'm gonna get rid of these 2. Now I get to activate my cards. So this is another cleanup, and I think I will take it from the forest space here. Might as well. For that one, that's gonna cost me an energy. And then this one again will cost me an energy, and I get to turn in a science. Well, I could. I don't have to, but I think I will. It's going to give me a resource. I think I'm going to take a plastic, a point, and look at the last card. So a plastic, a point, and I'm going to look at the last card. So I know. So there you go. So I don't care about my lakes right now because they're not going to score again. And this one just says until another triggered, you have to use an extra energy to beat a stack. Alright, that's okay. Alright, so let me put these down. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. So next turn I think I'm going to go get a die for sure, and then activate this for 2 steel. And I think I'm going to be good for a bit. Alright, so there you go. There's gonna be green's turn. Green needs to clean up, but I don't think he wants to pay 3 for that. Let's see. Oh, I did forget to flip this over. Ooh, for brown cards. Ooh, that would be good for both those players because they have 2 each. Let's see. What do they want to do? Do they want to get a die? I think they're gonna get a die or a card. No, they wanted a card because he needed to generate money. Remember? So I think they're gonna come here, and I think he's gonna pay. Oh, that's expensive, but he does need the money. Although this, he only needs 1 extra cash to get the extra worker, so I think he's just gonna get the. I think he's just gonna get this one. There you go. Actually, you know what? He's gonna get this one because there's no pollution on it, so it's probably gonna be better in the long run. So he's gonna pay 2 plastics. He's gonna take this card here, and then he's gonna activate it twice. That'll give him 4 gold. Now he's got cash, plenty of cash. And that gave him no pollution. Alright, so now we're gonna go to yellow. So yellow. Yellow's got a ton of dice. He doesn't need dice. I think at this point he's gonna try to clean up and get money. Now how's he gonna get money? Not sure. This is another nuclear one. This just generates VPs at the cost of money, which isn't great. Unless you're rich, then you start just dumping coins to get money, to get points. I mean, yellow could come here because they're broke as well and sort of get one of those 2. This one's not bad. It'll get him a point as well. So yeah, you know what? He'll do that. He's gonna put a worker and an energy on here, and he's gonna get this card here at the cost of a plastic. And that'll he can put 2 energy on it, and that'll get him 2 gold and a point. Boop. So now he's got one worker and 3 energy, so he's gonna go for his first achievement for sure this turn. All right, then back to me. I got 3 workers and 3 energy, so I can go yellow and just dump all my stuff. But I think I did definitely want to get another die, right? Because I only got 2, and everyone else has 3 or 4. So let's do that. So let's spend. Although I just have steel, I got no science. I got steel and plastic. I could go for a green die, which is clean and not bad. So I'm gonna go here. So what die do I want? Also, I just realized something. None of us have been really looking at our United Nations track. And that's maybe something you want to do just to go up. I keep forgetting about it, to be honest. So mine costs science, which I don't have any. So maybe I'm going to not forget and do it for the other players as well. So I went here, forget die. So I don't have much of a choice. I either have to get a green die or... Actually, I don't have signs, so I have to get a black die. There you go. Decisions made easy. So I'm going to spend a steel to get a black die. All right. But then I get to activate my cards. I think I'm going to use both my energy to put it on here. But maybe I'll use an energy and a worker instead. So at least I have a stack of 2 that I can place somewhere. Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to go like this. That'll generate me 2 steel. Like that. And I think I'm good. So let's go to green. Green has a worker and 3 energy, so I think he's going to spend at most 2 so you can get an achievement again. Because you sort of want to accumulate those because they're kind of great. So what does he want to do? I think because he's rich now. think what he wants to do is he's kind of rich. He doesn't mind getting this card to give him VPs. So yeah, he'll do that. He's gonna go here to spend a. It's gonna cost him $3. Remember, because of this, it's an extra $1. Take this card. It is 3 points. Then he's gonna use one of his tokens on that card. Place $1 on the board, and that'll generate him a point. So where does he want to place this? And I think because this is really expensive, I think he's just gonna dump it here so that it's one of those rare places people are gonna go near the end of the game because it gets really expensive. And he didn't generate a pollution because that was a non-pollution card, and everything slides over. All right. Oh, that's actually a great card to generate money if your forest is free. You get $1 for every unpolluted forest space. That's the card I was looking for at the beginning of the game. Alright, we're going to go to yellow, who has 1 worker and 3 energy as well. So I think they're going to do the same thing. They just want to use 1 and 1 so they can get another achievement. So, where do they want to go? So with 1 and 1, oh yeah, they wanted to come here. Actually, yeah, that's what they wanted to do. They actually wanted to come here to get another worker. So you're gonna get paid $3, which kind of sucks because that's what I wanted to do next turn, which I might still do because I'll have a stack of 2. So they're gonna get another worker, and they gotta get a pollution. So where do they want to place? I think they just place in the air. There you go. Okay, then it's gonna be my turn. So we're getting close to the end here. So I'm gonna have a stack of 2. I'm definitely gonna come here. Oh, I don't have the money for it. Dope. Oh boy, that sucks. So what do I want to do with my stack of 2? I could pass and get another achievement. To be fair, none of them are great though. I do need a way to generate science. Fortunately, I should have been looking at that throughout my game because that's how I go up the nations track. So I should have looked at a way to get science, and nothing I have generates science. Which is kind of terrible. My strategy, don't watch my videos for strategy because that'll be pretty bad. Stack of 2, what can I do? Could go get another card, but it'll have to be a brown card, and then I'm gonna have to pass. And I wouldn't be able to even activate the card because I have nothing left after this. Oh man. Okay, well, I think I have a better idea. Let me get cash so that then I can maybe do a trade and trade a ton of stuff for plastic or science. Sure, let's do that. I'm gonna come here. So I'm gonna take the full amount here, $4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So everyone else is gonna get 2. Okay. But then more importantly, I do have 1 energy left over, and I think I'm gonna put it right here. So it's gonna give me another $1 and a point. And another point. There you go. So I'm a little bit in the lead there. So that's pretty good. Alright, let's go to green. Green got just 2 energy left, so they're gonna pass, obviously. So they're gonna use up their 2 energy to get a token here, and I think they're gonna go get the brown one. Yeah, let's gonna get the brown card. So they might go get some more brown cards later. So let's give them that, and they're gonna dump all their energy. Let's refill this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take back their 4 workers. They're gonna roll their dice. They're gonna get rid of an oil. They're gonna roll a brown die. They're gonna see what happens. Their highest die is a 4, and they both have pollution, so they're gonna get it polluted again. Sorry. But they're gonna generate 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 energy. So all but 2. Which is really good. Then it's gonna be yellow's turn. So they got 1 worker and 3 energy left. They got 4 dice. I think they're okay with 4 dice. They need a way to generate money. So this is a great way actually right here. So what they're gonna do is come here. And unfortunately they're gonna have to pay with science because this is gonna cost them a $4 and they don't have $4. So they're gonna come here and take this card, which doesn't give them any pollution, which is great. Then they're gonna use an energy on it to generate $2 right away. Just like that. There you go. All right, back to me, and I got nothing, so I have to pass. I don't get any achievement because I got nothing left. So I'm just gonna get all my stuff back. 2, 3, 4. Should be getting my other workers to be fair, so that I can score extra points. I forget to slide this over. Sorry about that. Ooh, that would be great for me actually. $2 and a science. I just need a way to generate a lot of science. Nothing here generates science. And I don't feel like just spending an action to go here because that's kind of pointless. Also science is good because it lets you do cleanup. Alright, so I'm doing a generate turn, so I got everything back. I gotta roll my dice. I mean at this point, might as well use up my oil. Why not? Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's roll it. So my highest die is a 6. Oh wow, look how lucky I am. My highest die is a 6, so I don't get any pollution from any of the dice because you only take it from your highest die. Then I'm going to generate 2, 4, 6, 8 energy. That was kind of lucky. So I'm going to take all but 2. Alright, so that was my turn. Pretty simple. That's going to be Green's turn. So now they're free to do whatever they like. I think they're going to go for a card right away while it's cheap. Alright. I think they're going to do the cleanup stuff here. So they're going to go for a landfill. They're going to come right over here. They're going to grab this. This is going to cost them. They're actually going to pay $4 for this because they're rich, right? Remember, it costs an extra $1 because of this card here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put this down. Now they're going to activate a bunch of their cards. So they're going to actually activate their building to get a steel. Then they're going to activate the building to use a steel to do a recycle. So they're going to clean up a spot on their board. Then they're going to use an energy on a spot that gives them a plastic. Because they're not plastic. And you know what? Yeah, let them do it again to get another plastic. Why not? 2 plastic. Alright, now we're going to go to yellow. Yellow's got 2 energy left. And yeah, we already knew what he was going to do. He's going to pass so he can get an achievement. So which one does he want? The problem is he doesn't want this one because he's got 3 nuclears on his field of forest right now, so that's going to be kind of useless for him. So I think he's going to go for the oil one here. Flip the next one over. So he's going to do a generate turn, and look at what he's rolling. A bunch of nuclear stuff, so he's probably going to generate a ton of energy, but he might get nuclear poisoning again. Alright, so let's see what happens. His highest die is actually a 2. That's really lucky. So he doesn't actually get any pollution because he gets to pick the die that he wants as his highest. So he's actually gonna get no. Look how lucky he is. That's crazy. So he's gonna get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's gonna get all his energy. That's insane. Alright, so he's gonna get all 10. It's pretty lucky there, Yellow. He's gonna have a pretty ferocious last few rounds. Alright, then it's my turn. Alright, and I get to do whatever I like as well. So I think I'm going to start... I think because I'm rich, I really like this card because it gives me a science, and I really need science really bad. So I think I'm going to spend the $5 for it. You know what? Let me spend it. It's really steep, but I really need it. It's $5. It does give me a pollution in the water though, which is the last one. So after I finish my action, we get to flip over the card. But first, I get to activate my buildings first. So I'm gonna do a cleanup because I remember I already know what it is. It's air. Oops. I already know what it is. It's air. But I can't really clean up one air for one. So let me clean up my water because that's a 2-point column at the end of the game. And then I'm going to spend 2 energy down here to get $2 and a science. You know what, I won't do this because I actually want to keep my science to maybe do this. I could actually do it right now, and I'll show you how that works. No, you know what, maybe next turn because I actually want to use my science to do some cleanup maybe. Alright, basically that's my turn, so now we're going to flip over the next red card. Alright, and we already know it's air, so I'm going to get 4 points. It sucks for green, they're only going to get 1 point. Oh man, and yellow's gonna get 3. 1, 2, 3. Right, we're gonna recycle the industry cards here. Actually, I forgot to flip over the next one. Then all of these are gonna get tossed out. 1, 2, 3. I did forget to refill this card here as well. Alright, now this one gets tossed back in the box. And this one says, every player takes 2 pollution and is put in the same row. Fantastic. So that's gonna be 6 in total that I gotta place. 2 per player. So where do I want to put it? Let's look at my board. I think I'm gonna go put it in the air for sure. Green's gonna put it in the water, and I think yellow's also gonna put it in the water. All right, there's my turn. So now we're gonna do green's turn. So they got plenty of options. They ran out of cash though at this point. They got 3 guys and 4 energy. They can go get another die, and that's probably their best option. They're gonna go get a green die. I mean, just for 1 guy to get a green die, it's pretty good. So they're gonna spend this and this. Get a green die. Ta-da! So every die at the end of the game is worth 2 points. So you see here 2, 2, 2, 2. Next is gonna be yellow. Yellow really wanted to do that action, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna actually go clean up, I think. So just for 1 guy, that's a pretty good option. They're gonna spend science to do a cleanup. So they're basically gonna just take off the 2 pollution that they just were forced to put in right now. All right, now back up to me. See, we're kind of flying at this point. So what do I want to do? Maybe I want to activate a brown, or I don't mind getting more cash. It does give me a point. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I do want to generate more science. I can get this card here, but again, this is expensive. Oh man, I really would love this card to go down 1 so I can actually buy it for less. $4. I do only have $4. But that's a great card. You spend $2, but I won't be able. If I spend all my money on the card, I won't be able to activate it for $2. No. Do I go get another card here? I think I'm gonna go get some oil. Maybe that's a good idea. Although it is gonna cost me a stack of 2 to do that. And I don't really need more steel. I should just go get the nuclear reactor. It's 5 points, which is great. Sure, it'll give me some nuclear on my force, but it'll give me 2 signs. Sure, let me do that. Because what I'm going to show you with that in a little bit, I'm going to go up my United Nations track here. So, okay, let me do that. I'm going to go there. I'm going to spend $2 on this card. Okay, there you go, $2. Now, I'm going to take the card. Alright, I'm going to take a nuclear pollution on my forest, which isn't great because now it goes right over here. Alright, I'm going to put this underneath in a couple of seconds. Now I get to activate this for 2 things. So I'm going to get 2 signs and I'm going to get to look at the last card. Okay. So I'm going to look at the last card here. So this is going to score, the forest, which I just put a nuclear piece on, which isn't great. And I already looked at this card before, so it's kind of useless. This is the one where your stacks have to have 1 extra energy when you want to go in the same spot, which is fine. So we didn't get any of the super harsh ones this game. Alright, and now I get to activate this. Alright, I'll show you this for the first time. Unfortunately, I didn't use it yet. So I'm going to use one of my power here. You know what? Actually, let me use a worker. And this is a steel and a science to go up my United Nations track. So I'm going to spend 1 of each of these. I'm going to go here, go on the next spot. So there's 4 points. And whoever's the leader at the end of the game is going to get an extra 3 points. Alright, now, sorry, there's 4 more. Yeah, so 4 more pollution, it's going to trigger the end of the game. Alright, so it's going to be Green's turn. What does Green want to do? I think they're going to want to go up their nation's track as well. It's probably a good idea because they don't want somebody to run away with it at this point. Let me look at what this card does. Spend $5 to build a structure. That's expensive. So let's slide this down. Ooh, that's the card I love for Canada. There you go. For 1 worker, you get 1 science. That is fantastic. So what does Green want to do? Green's got no money. He could get a ton of money by doing any yellow action, so I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to come here. Boom. He's going to go spend a plastic to get this card. And then he's going to take a pollution in his forest. He's got to clean up really badly. His whole board is almost filled up. And then he's going to use 3 energy to get $5 and a point. 1, 2, 3, 5. Alright, there you go. I'm gonna go yellow's turn, so they got fresh guys, fresh everything. They can pretty much go wherever they like. So what do they want to do? What do they want to do? They could go for their last die as well, because they got 4 dice, but I think they can wait on that for now. They do need steel to go up their United Nations track. So what they're going to do is go get a brown card here. I think they're going to go get this card here. It's going to cost them just $2. Here you go. And now what they're going to do is going to spend an energy, 2 energy to get a steel and a science. Here you go. They're going to spend 1 energy to get an oil. Then they're going to spend another energy on their United Nations track. That's going to cost them a steel and $2. And they're gonna go up here. Here you go. You just want to keep up with the Joneses. As long as you don't fall behind, then you'll all get 3 points. Alright, back to me. So there's only 3 pollution left, and that's gonna trigger the end game. So what do I want to do? I do want to get another die at some point. So I think I'm gonna go get a die this round, and then I'm gonna pass. So if I use 2. Then I pass, go get another achievement, and then sure, let me go get another die. So I'm gonna spend this, come here, Although I do need another worker. I don't have the money for that, so never mind. Alright, so I need to pay for something. So now I can get anything I want, and I think I'm gonna go get a green dye. So that's gonna cost me a... Although, no, you know what? I don't want to use my science, because I need that to clean up, and I need that to go there. So I'm gonna do everything but use up my science, so I'm just gonna give up a steel, and go get the last black dye. Right, because this needs science, and this needs science, and just these two need steel, so I don't really need a steel for anything. So I'm just gonna take the black dye. So I'm all about blue and black, and I could dump both my energy here to get steel. Oh, I do need steel for my United Nations as well. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So you know what? I think I do have to generate some steel. So I think I'm gonna go here, so I can get my 2 steel, so I can go up the United Nations track again. In a following turn, because you can't go again now this turn because I got a guy there, but in a following turn that won't be a problem. There you go. I only got 1 worker left, so maybe I'll pass next turn or use him somewhere. Now it's Green's turn. Green has just a worker and an energy left, so maybe he's gonna do the nah, you know what, he's got to clean up. He's got so much pollution on his board, it's unbelievable. So he's gonna come here, use up a science. He's gonna clean up twice, and there you go. Next turn he's gonna pass because he's got nothing left. I'm gonna go to yellow. What does yellow want to do? Yellow needs steel and money to go up the tracks. I always forget to flip these cards over. Sorry about that. Ooh, that one's great, but it does cost 2, which is really expensive for just 1. That's actually not great. Not a great card, but it doesn't cause pollution. He needs money as well. Yellow's kind of screwed. He won't even be able to activate this. Doesn't have the money for it. That's a great card for me, because when I have money I'll be able to recycle and get a token. Both these cards are great for me, so I think when I pass I'm definitely going to eye one of these 2 next time. Plus they don't produce pollution, which is fantastic. I think what yellow's going to do is just get another card. So I think what they're going to do is just go for points. So they're going to come here, they're going to get this card here. So it's going to cost them 2. Oh, they don't even have, so they're going to have to use a plastic for that. Oh, man, is that even worth it? Sure. I mean, it's not ideal, but yeah. Then he'll put a energy, given a oil, to generate 2 gold and a point. And then he's going to he's not going to activate his other card because that'll be 2 energy that he'd rather use on the achievement. Alright, back to me. So I had 1 measly worker. And what can I do with him? Should I just pass? Let me flip this over. Should I just pass? I don't have a better option, to be fair. I don't have to. I would have loved to have gone here to get 3. Oh man. And I wish I would have had 2 guys left so I can get an achievement, but I guess that's not gonna happen. So let me pass. Sure, I'm gonna pass. So get rid of all my energy. Although I should have technically got some money so I can get workers next turn, but that's fine. So that was my turn. I get to roll my dice. I don't have any oil drums, so this is all I get to roll. So my highest die is a 3. Well, it's good because I don't get generate pollution, but the problem is I rolled a bunch of 1s, which is not great. So I only generate 6 energy, which is really bad. and I get these dice back. Alright, green's turn. They're gonna pass as well. Got no guys left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Now they're gonna roll these. So I don't think they're gonna use their oil drums either. So they got a 6 on their green die, which is fantastic because they don't get pollution for that. So they're gonna get 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Fantastic roll for green. So all but one of them. I'll just put them above their buildings because that's where they're gonna be used. And then it's yellow's turn. So we're almost close to the end of the game. Alright, yellow. Oh my goodness. He's got to generate some plastic. So to generate plastic, I think what he's going to do is activate something in this area so he can activate his brown card. Oh man, not ideal. Not ideal. And he doesn't have money either. So he's got 5 guys left. It's going to cost 3 to go on this spot. And then he's going to have 2 to activate his guy. Oh man. Alright, so let him get another die. I'll show you how this is done. So he's going to get another achievement later. He's going to go here. Which one does he want? He's only got steel, and so he can only take more nuclear dice. So that's what he's going to do. Might as well. He's all in on the nuclear. He get his 5th die. So now he's got all his dice, so he can't buy more dice. Alright. Then he's going to spend 2 of his energy on his cards to basically get rid of this to get 2 plastic. And that's it for his turn. He's going to pass next turn. He's going to get an achievement. Back to me. I got full of everything, so I'm good. I think I'm going to activate this for sure. That's going to take care of this. So maybe I'll activate something in the green section so I get to activate a ton of stuff. I do also need money because ideally I want to activate the green section by getting this. So what I'm going to do is actually get money. So maybe I will do this first to activate my yellow and then do something in the green to cascade everything down. So just let me do that. So I'm going to do this. So I do need $4 to generate a guy here. Although wait, this gives me $2. Ooh. Oh no, but I have to do the action. I would have to do the action before. No, so I got a better idea. Let me show you how this is done. So I'm actually going to spend a stack of 2 to come right over here. So I'm going to activate the action first. So this is a science here to do a 2 cleanup. So I'm going to clean up here and here. Although wait, I already know what the last card is. So remember, it's forest. Oh, that sucks. So I'm going to do here and here maybe. Sure, let's do that. I'm going to do that. Alright, so now I get to activate my buildings in any order that I want. So I think what I'm going to do is put 2 over here. That'll give me $2 and a science. Alright, then I'm going to do this here to spend $4, which is all my money, to get another guy. Alright, and then let's see. Should I do this? I think I will. Why not? 2 more signs. I'm gonna do this to generate 2 signs. Then might as well use my signs. I'm gonna use that extra guy that I got to go here to use up a science to go up a point and get a plastic back. And that'll give me a point. Now I pretty much activated all my buildings, so that's great. But I'm only left with three little guys, which is fine. Alright, so my turns are pretty fast at this point. Now it's gonna be green's turn. So what does green want to do? Oh, I actually did forget to do one last thing on my turn. Use my worker right over here. Use one of these two to go up the United Nations track. There you go. Boom. So I'm taking the lead. Alright, so green. Green. Green doesn't have a plan. Green, I played very loose with green. He's got nothing great to play for. I really don't even know what he wants to do. Let's see, what does he want to do? He could go for his last die. He needs oil and science. You know what? He's got a ton of cash. I think he's gonna go get one of these two cards. He's gonna get this card because he has a ton of cash, right? Because that'll be useful. So he's gonna spend 3 here. 1, 2, 3. He's gonna spend it for this one. Slide everything over. This card's great. It doesn't create pollution. He's gonna keep this. And he's gonna activate a ton of his cards. So he's gonna get 1 science. Spend $2 to get a recycle and a science. So let me do this one at a time. So he's gonna spend $2 to get a recycle and a science. I'm gonna clean up his forest here. Then he's gonna get another one for the other one. And then he's not gonna activate his other green card. So he's good. He's done. Now we're gonna go to yellow. Yellow's got 2 things left. He could pass and get another achievement. And I think that's what he's gonna do. Just so he can get this card right over here. You get this. He's gonna get rid of all his tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, these are his dice. So he's got all his 5 dice. He's got 3 nuclear dice. So the chances his blue is the highest is extremely rare. Let's see. 4, not 5. Actually, it's not bad. All his nuclear dice are low. So at least he's only going to get 1 pollution. He's going to take a pollution. But he's going to generate 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. It doesn't really matter because the most you can get is 10. I'll give him all his dice back and all his stuff. Alright, back to me. So I got 2 as well. I can pass, and I think I will just so I can. Although I would love to get some cash. And this is a point as well. What do I want to do? I could go get cash. I could go get 4 coins and then use my other one to get another coin, so that'll be 5. I do have a lot of plastic. I could go get another card, which is just points at this. I do have a lot of plastic. I could technically get 3 coins by spending plastic. So that'll cost me 2 plastic though. 1 for the card and 1 to do the ability. You know what? That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Take this card. It's, it's 3 points and it doesn't give me pollution, so it's pretty good. So I'm gonna take this card. No pollution added. Put it here. Put my token on it. So I'm gonna spend another plastic. That's 2 plastic in total. I don't need plastic to go to the United Nations track, so I'm okay. And that's gonna give me $3. Alright, next turn I'm gonna pass for sure. You know, maybe I should have taken them. Oh, you know what? Oh, because I didn't flip it over, I would have definitely passed. Because with those 3 plastics, I would have definitely taken this because, I'm almost halfway there. You know what? That's annoying. Okay, you know what? Because I didn't fill up that slot yet, I will do that. I'm going to take back my 2 plastic. I will take this achievement instead of taking that card. Let me retract. I'm sorry, folks. Let's put the $3 back. And that would have been a generate turn, so I'm going to take everything back. Sorry about that. I would have had that guy back in my supply. Alright, so that's a generate turn, so I'm going to take all my dice. I'm gonna roll them. Probably gonna get pollution. Let's see what happens. 5, 3, yeah. So I'm gonna get 1 pollution. So there's only 1 left. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I only get 6, which is not great. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to figure out a way to get my last worker and to get more plastic. Oh, there's none of my cards give me plastic, which just sucks. Okay, it's going to be Green's turn. Green needs signs to go up his United Nations track, but he has no signs because he's been using it to get to do cleanup, which is actually not bad because for every 2 it's 2 points, so it's actually pretty good. So I think what he's going to do is pretty simple. Actually, he has 2 signs. Never mind, I'm blind. Yeah, he got it from his green cards last turn. Yeah, sorry about that. So what he's going to do is he needs cash. So what he's going to do is he's got no plastic and no cash. So you know what? He's going to go here. No. He's going to go, boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. You know what he's going to do? He's going to come here. He's going to do something really interesting. He's going to keep this. He's actually going to give up one of his oil drums, and that'll give him $5. So I'll give him a $5 bill here. Then he's going to activate a couple of his spaces here. So this one's going to give him $1 and a point. And that's green. And you know what? He won't activate the other 2, which is fine. Alright, there you go. That was his turn. Yeah. Then we're going to go to yellow. But what does yellow want to do? Yellow needs to clean up as well. Everyone's eyeing this one now because that one's like the card I have, which allows you to clean up. It's kind of expensive at this point. Let's see. He does want to go up his United Nations track, so he needs steel. So I think he's gonna do something in the gray section here to get the steel. So what he's gonna do is just go get a lot of steel. So he's gonna get steel here. He's going to activate a bunch of his buildings, so he's going to get another steel here. Then he's going to spend another 2 to get another steel and a signs. And pretty much done. Alright, that was yellow's turn. Now back to me. Alright, so I did a pass last turn, so I can go get stuff. I do want to activate this turn for sure again, so I can go up the United Nations track. And I might want to do something that'll generate a pollution, just so I can trigger the end game, I think. That's probably what I'm going to do. So I do want to activate my green cards, but I can activate them next turn. So do I want to get this card? So, what can I do to generate pollution? Unfortunately, the only card that does it is this one, but I don't really need that card. Although it does give me money, and money could be used to get my extra worker. Sure, let me trigger the end game here, just so we can end this. So I'm gonna actually get, let's see, what are my options? I do need plastic as well. Remember, I need plastics. But to get plastic, I need the oil, but that'll generate pollution. Or I can do a trade and get exactly what I need for the end of the game. I could also get this card. But I don't have any oil. Alright, so I'm going to trigger the end of the game. I got absolutely no choice. I think I have to do this move. So I have to take this card. But I can't even afford it. That's going to cost me 4 of my workers. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to do it. Might as well. Let's trigger this end game here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that. Don't want to do it. It's going to be 3 points. Yeah, sure. Why not? I have to do it. Alright. Sorry, I'm diddly-dallying here. So that's going to cost me a steal. So I'm going to cost my only steal. There you go, done. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put pollution in my water. That'll be the last pollution. So now that's going to trigger the end game, but every player is going to have one last turn. Okay. I'm going to go with my water. I'm going to put this on my board. Now I think I'm going to activate, I have to activate both, really, because I need my steel to do this. Or I technically could get it from here. The steel. So you know what? I'm just gonna do it for the $2 here so I can spend the $4 here for the extra guy. But I actually don't need the extra guy. Actually, I do need the extra guy because I'll need to activate another spot. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna spend 2 here. Get an oil and $2. Alright. Alright, there you go. So now every other player has one last turn. Alright, what does green want to do? I think what green's going to do is just... they can clean up, but the problem is they don't have any other green cards to generate a lot of points. Oh man, they needed 1 extra turn to then activate all his brown cards. Oops, I did forget to flip this over. So if he does this, that's 2 points because that's an extra die. And he'll generate a ton of resources. Yeah, you know what? He'll do that. He's going to come here. It's going to activate this, this, this. He's going to spend this to get a nuclear die. It doesn't really matter. Just needs a die. Then he's going to spend this to go up the United Nations track at least once. Then he's going to get 2 plastic for his building. He's going to get a steel. Then he's going to spend the steel to do a recycle. So he's going to clean off a spot on his board. And there you go. Boom. Go to yellow's last turn. And I think yellow's definitely going to... See, if yellow does something yellow, yellow section, he'll go up 2 points. Whereas if he goes something here, he'll get even more points with the cleanup. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to definitely do a cleanup. So he's going to go here. Then this, clean up 2. So he's going to clean up here. Then he's going to activate his buildings. So he's going to do this for a point and a science. Then he's going to spend $4 for another worker. Actually, the other worker won't be useful for him, so he's just going to get the $2. That'll be this and this. Alright. Well, there you go. That was not ideal for him. And now I get to do my final turn before the end of the game. And I'm definitely going to do something in the green section here, because then I get to activate all my buildings. So what do I want to do? I think I'm going to definitely do a cleanup. So I'm going to do a stack of 2 on cleanup. Like this. I could have also played a thing here and then put a token here. Or get this. Actually, I don't have the money for this, so never mind. And I couldn't afford this either. So never mind. So that's probably my best option. So I'm going to do the action first. It's going to cost me a science. Do a cleanup. So I already know what the last card is. So remember, it's forest. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to clear. So I'd have to spend both to do this. But that's only a point. Or I can do these 2. That'll be 2 points. So it nets out to the exact same thing. So to be fair, I'll just do these two. Doesn't really matter at this point. Alright, now I get to activate a ton of my stuff. So, the first thing I'm going to do is activate this one here. That gives me 2 gold and a science. Next, I'm going to use this to get an extra worker. It cost all my money. Alright, next, I'm going to do this to waste the science to get a plastic and a point. Get another point. And lastly, oh, I didn't have the steel. Oh, so last turn I should have put my 2 things. That's why. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, so instead of the plastic here, I'll get the steel. Whoops. I'll put this here for that to go up the United Nations track. And there you go. Pretty much done. You know, in hindsight, I should have just put my 2 guys here to get the 2 steel. I lost a point because then that steel could have been a plastic, but who cares? So let's go to endgame scoring. Alright, I already calculated the other 2 guys' endgame scoring. Let's do it for me. So, first thing you're going to do is calculate your cards. So we got 5, 9, 13, 16. 16 plus 7 is 23. Plus another 7 is 30. So I'm going to get 30 points for this. So I'm at 25 plus 30 is 55. Next, you're going to score your dice. So I'm going to get 8 points for my dice. 8. Next, you're going to score for your achievements. So let's look at my achievements. I don't score that many. I'm going to get 5 points because I got all my workers for this. And I'm going to get 3 points for this. So that's 8. And this is where I'm going to blow by them. The last thing to calculate is this. So 12 plus 3, so 15. And then I still didn't score my board here, so I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points. Alright, well there you go. I sort of destroyed both players. You know, obviously I'm playing 3 players. I'm focusing more on my colors, so that tends to happen. So, hope you enjoyed it. I know it's kind of long. We'll see you in the next one. Later.